So we just solved. This one. Now we check it graphically. We thought that the asymptote should happen at -5 and -1. If we look at our graph, -5 and -1, and our horizontal asymptotes as it goes to plus or minus infinity 0. So that seems to be correct. Moving on to part C. See if I can get that refocused. Again, we have a rational expression. We want to start with, this is why I use engineering paper to make things neat instead of writing it on your notes. We want to work with this expression. So vertical asymptotes we want to check where the denominators equal 0. So we're going to check x squared minus 1 equals 0. So that means x squared equals 1. So that means x equals plus or minus 1. So don't forget to have both forms of the root. So we put that. We have those in there. We could guess that those are right, but since we have a different expression up top, we probably want to check what that's, because if we double check the numerator, we will get x squared minus x minus 20 equals x minus 5 times x plus 4. So we don't end up with 0 back in the numerator. So we're actually okay. So these are, in fact, our answers. X plus 1 and x minus 1. And it should have been x equals 1 and x equals -1. Horizontal asymptotes, again, we want to look at the behavior as it's going to infinity. So we check the leading coefficient. We check the leading numbers. We have a squared and a squared, so they're going to be the same. So same power. Y is the ratio of the coefficients, in this case, which is 1 over 1. So y equals 1 will be our horizontal asymptote. As we look at the graph for that, again we see, as expected, at x equals -1 and at x equals +1, there seems to be an asymptote. I had to change the scaling on the graph a little bit to be able to see it, just because in between there, it's a very large function. And then at the end, it does look like, we level out at zeros. So, we should level out around 1. So I'm going to back up and show you a different window so that you can kind of see that. So there, by changing our x values to go from negative to positive 100 and changing our y screen to just show from -2 to +5, we can see on there that here at the end, it looks like the graph kind of levels out at 1 on each side. So there it does look like we have the correct horizontal asymptotes.